A little birdie told me that you want to become a 5 a.m. girly, and today we are going to do just that. We're going to build out your perfect morning routine that's going to work for you, that's going to get you out of bed, get you going for the day, and make you productive AF. Because let's be real, the only reason we would want to wake up at 5 a.m. is because we have a lot to do. And I am here to help you out with exactly that, because recently I have become a 5 a.m. girly again. Ever since I stepped foot for the first time in the UK, I have been a 5 a.m. girly, waking up extremely early most of the days because I was at university, I was building a business, and I was also into my fitness. I still am. But before we get into it, welcome back to the channel. If we haven't met yet, hi, hello, welcome. It is so nice to have you here. If you haven't yet, make sure that you click subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend, and comment something nice below for the girlies, because let's be real, this channel is for the girlies. If we haven't met yet, my name is Heini. I am a female wellness coach and occasional bodybuilder. Probably not going to be bodybuilder anytime soon in the future again. But with that out of the way, let's dive straight into today's video, which is how to wake up at 5 a.m. and how to become a 5 a.m. girly who is productive AF. So first things first, I want you to think about your why, because we can't just become 5 a.m. girlies if we don't have a strong why. When it comes to waking up at 5 a.m., it is no joke. What is it that you're going to use that time for? For me and most of my clients, waking up that early is because we just don't have time or motivation to get our workouts done in the evening. Plus, I work with quite a few business owners and entrepreneurs who just need to get deep work done first thing in the morning before they head out the door. Step number 2 is actually starting in the evening before we even go to bed. That is when your morning routine starts, because if you do not have the right sleep patterns and the right time that you go to bed, it is just going to be extremely hard and you're going to end up super sleep deprived, which I have definitely been for the first couple of days when I returned back to the 5 a.m. routine. So what you want to do at this step is determine how many hours of sleep you need to get every single night. For me, the sweet spot is 7.5 hours. I don't necessarily like to sleep more unless it's a weekend, but for me, it's 7 hours. So if I want to wake up at 5 a.m. consistently, I need to make sure that I am asleep by 10 p.m. the latest. So what that means for me is getting ready for bed an hour before I actually need to fall asleep, making sure that I shower, I prepare my stuff for the day ahead, and that I'm ready to fall asleep, I am relaxed, I'm unwinding, I'm not doing anything that could spark my brain. So that is where your morning routine starts. It's not actually in the morning, it starts in the evening. So what you need to determine is how many hours you need to get in order to be able to be productive and use your brain and feel rested throughout the day, how much time you need to wind down, and what activities you need to do in order to get ready for the day ahead and in order to wind you down and relax you. But we're going to talk about evening routines in a separate video in the future, because today is all about 5 a.m. morning routines. Once you have determined how many hours of sleep you need to get, when you need to go to bed, when you need to wind down, we can move on to step number 3, which is your morning routine. I want you to remember a couple of very important things. Firstly, if your evening routine, again, I know I'm repeating myself, but firstly, if your evening routine is not mint and it doesn't relax you, doesn't wind you down, doesn't get you to bed on time, you are going to struggle in the morning. You need to make sure that your evening routine is all set and you have reminders set up on your phone, maybe blocking your apps in the evening so you can get to bed. Number 2, make sure that you're prepared. At that time of day, we do not want to be making decisions. Waking up early and being productive requires us to not have any decision fatigue when it comes to life admin or life stuff, like what outfit to wear, what to put in our bag, so that we can focus on the task ahead and get the big chunks of tasks that we need to get done that early out of the way. Number 3, if you have more alarms set up in the morning, you are setting yourself up to fail. And I know that some of us need a lot of alarms, but here's the thing. If you hit snooze, and if you just sleep in a little bit more because you're tired, it means that first of all, you haven't gone to bed on time. Second of all, you are starting your day off with a loss, already allowing yourself to slip and already giving yourself permission to slip a little bit. And we all know at this point that the way you do one thing is the way you do everything else. So we need to make sure that we only have one alarm and we only give ourselves one chance to get out of bed. When we wake up that early, we want to fill our morning with wins wins, with very, very quick wins that are going to set us up for productivity and success. Number 4 is to get out of your bed first thing. When the alarm goes off, get out of bed, make your bed, and then immediately splash your face with water, because we want that fresh feeling in the morning. Ideally, you also want to put on some makeup, put your outfit on first thing in the morning after getting out of bed, so that you don't even give yourself a chance to get back in bed at that time of day. And then last but not least, the most important thing to remember here is that if you are at the moment waking up at a later time, nowhere near 5 a.m., you need to make this gradual, because we cannot expect our body and our brain to adjust immediately. Start with 15-minute increments. So set your alarm back by 15 minutes and set your bedtime back by 15 minutes for about a couple of days, maybe 3-4 days, before you adjust by a 15-minute increment again, so that you give yourself a chance to slowly ease into waking up that early consistently, and you allow your body clock to adjust to you. Because if your body clock is still set to waking up at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m., you're still gonna feel tired. Let's talk about how to actually craft your morning routine when it comes to the actual things that you're gonna do. One thing that I like to start off with whenever it comes to adjusting any sort of routine is writing down my ideal dream scenario. What is your ideal morning routine looking like? What are the things that you are doing? And then once you have written everything down step by step, I want you to highlight 3 to 5 things that are going to ground you. These are going to be your non-negotiables, so that even on days when you might sleep through your alarm, because let's be real, you might sleep through your alarm, and you are going to have days when you might wake up a little bit later. These are the grounding things that you're going to do in order to make you feel ready for the day. So for example, a couple of things that are my non-negotiables in the morning when I am rushing out of the house. First things first, no phone for the first 30 minutes to an hour of my day. Second, make my bed and splash my face with water immediately after waking up. Put my makeup on, do my hair, put on my outfit so that I feel ready. Hydrate with my beautiful new jug that finally arrived, even though I ordered it in the beginning of February and now it's almost the end of March. And then afterwards, get some movement in. Even if it's just 10 minutes of stretching, even if it's a walk, even if it's a gym session, it is super, super important that you move your body, because that is going to increase your endorphin levels and it's going to give you that boost of energy that you need that early in the morning. Now, I'm not very set on rules when it comes to creating routines, because it is going to be highly personal and highly unique to you what you do. But a couple of things that I think should be important to keep in mind is, first things first, try not to caffeinate within the first 2 hours of you waking up, because we want our natural cortisol levels to spike in the morning so that you can basically just enjoy that natural level of energy. Because cortisol, by the way, is not necessarily a bad thing. It can be a good thing. It is a very natural hormone in our body, but we need to make sure that we are not caffeine dependent. And then talking about caffeine, before you caffeinate, make sure that you drink at least half a liter of water and have some sort of protein heavy breakfast or a protein drink or a protein shake, something in your stomach, so that caffeine is not the first thing that hits your stomach. Caffeine has a very natural way of reducing your appetite, which can be great in some cases, but because of the caffeine content of the drink, you are also going to feel jittery and anxious. So we want to make sure that your stress levels are not too high. And then additionally, if you can, turn all of the lights on. The moment that blue light hits your eyes, you are going to start feeling more awake, so you can make good use of it. It is going to help you get more energized and feel a little bit more awake. So yeah, these are my top tips on how you're going to become a 5 a.m. girly. It will take a little bit of time to adjust to it, and you might come up with a routine that you think is going to be perfect, but you're going to end up feeling like, okay, this is not working. So before you decide, okay, this is going to be my morning routine and this is exactly what I'm going to do, I encourage you to test out the routine that you've put together for yourself for about 2 weeks, and then review and see if you need to make any tweaks. Maybe you need to go to bed a little bit earlier because you need a little bit more sleep. Maybe you need to switch up your routine because you're productive in a different order. Maybe you need to get your workout in a little bit later, or maybe you might need a little bit of a snack or a full breakfast before you head out the door. These are small adjustments that you can make over time to make your routine your own, because at the end of the day, as I said before, you need a routine that works for you and not against you. So make sure that you're ticking the boxes but also checking in with yourself and adjusting and course correcting when needed. So with that, I'm going to start wrapping up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. If you haven't yet, make sure that you click subscribe, like this video, share it with a friend who is trying to become a 5 a.m. morning routine girly, and leave a cute comment down below for the girlies. And if you have made it this far in the video, you are absolutely amazing. I hope you have the best day ever, and I will see you next week. Love you. Bye.